When was the last time you took a leap of faith, trusting that everything is going to work out? Do you crave growth, or are you merely content with the status quo? If you want more out of your life, out of your career, and out of your relationships, you are in the right place. Take the leap and discover how to create a life by design rather than living it by default. Real success starts with you. Now here's your host, Colleen Biggs.
Hello, listeners. Welcome back to another episode of Take the Leap with Colleen Biggs. And boy, do we have a fun episode for you today. I know our last episode, we had Jacqueline Wales, and she was absolutely phenomenal, talking about how to be fearless, but you are going to love today's episode because it is all about how you align your business with who you truly are. And I think some of us make a little bit of mistakes in there of not aligning it correctly. So I have Samantha Riley, expert here, that's going to talk to us all about how we do that. So you're going to want to strap in and buckle up for this one. It's going to be an amazing episode. But before we jump to Samantha, I would like to thank our wonderful sponsor, Trisha Peridot with Turning Leaves Recovery. Addictions, negative attachments, and habits that hold us hostage are all seated in a pressure to perform and a reliance on something outside of ourselves to provide peace, joy, comfort, relief, value, validity, and worthiness. Trisha Peridot, the owner and creator of Turning Leaves Recovery Life and Wellness Coaching, is an industry thought leader, recovery lifestyle enthusiast, and a fierce optimist who loves to help change lives. Her passion is to make life better for the people seeking life recovery, equipping them with the right life skills and helping them set the right aspirations so they can live life, live it freely in one amazing personal journey. So she has her information online, and you can view her coaching courses, bundled programs, and more at www.turningleavesrecovery.com or call her direct line at 805-710-2513. Trisha's combined her journey with addictions that span more than 30 years of her life with her 25 plus year recovery journey and in-depth degree studies to create an intimate, interactive experience designed to be focused on life going forward for you. So make sure you reach out to her again at www.turningleavesrecovery.com. Thank you, Trisha, so much for sponsoring this episode of Take the Leap with Colleen Biggs. And don't forget, we are open enrollment right now in our LEAP community, and you can find out how you can step into the spotlight to expand your influence to attract the right customers. Always be seen, be heard, and be visible at ColleenBiggs.net/community. That's ColleenBiggs.net/community. It's your time to step into the spotlight. So we'll see you there. Okay, Samantha, I'm super excited about today's subject. So I'm going to introduce this expert and authority, Samantha Riley. She is an authority positioning strategist, best-selling author, speaker, host of the Influence by Design podcast, which I had the pleasure and honor of being on. Wonderful conversation that we had. She has built multiple businesses over the past 28 years and grew her first seven-figure business from the ground up before she was 30. Ladies, did you hear that? Samantha now works with thought leaders and change makers to build a bigger platform so they can amplify their credibility, match their income to their value, and impact more lives. Samantha, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Colleen. It's great to be here.
I mean, Samantha, come on. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Australia and in making this work for us to record this at this time. And you're just blowing up over there in Australia. I know you are. When you and I had a conversation, it's so important I love when you say match their income with their value, right? I think that's misconstrued. I think a lot of female entrepreneurs don't really understand what that means. Let's talk a little bit about that.
I was going to say, can we deep dive there first?
Go girl.
Because this is what I think, and I hear this all the time, charge what you're worth. However, here's what I see, and I see this so much more in women than I do in males, even though it does, some males do have this, but as women, not all of us have us a high self-worth. We think we're not good enough, and we always think that there's other people that are better than us. So if we charged what we were worth, we would actually be charging a low amount. However, it doesn't matter what we think we're worth or we perceive we're worth. We know we've got value, we've got expertise, we've got knowledge, we've got skills, we've got experience. We know that. So let's charge what we know our value is, not attach what we charge based on our self-worth. And that to me changes the story.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are the combination of the formula of how a female puts that together when you're working with your clients? What are you looking at as far as their experience, their skill sets, their accomplishments? What's that combination? Or give us a little peek.
So I talk about this as the KEEP principle, and this is around knowledge. So that's the K, knowledge. What is it that you know? So this is kind of the things that you'd put on your resume. It could be your, sort of the degrees that you've got, that kind of thing. So this is the really logical, what do you know? Then we've got the expertise. So when you go into the expertise, what is it that you are better at than other people? So if you were working in an office, what is that one thing that people come to you for over and above everyone else? So it's almost like you're the X-ray. What are the things that you see that other people don't? Then what are your life experiences? Because our life experiences make us who we are today. So, have you lost a large amount of weight, or have you been through a really bad health problem? Have you been through a divorce? All of these things help us to empathize or give us a different perspective with people. And then finally, our passions. So what is it that you're passionate about? And I think that this is really interesting to brain dump all of these different things, because especially in the passions, it might mean that this is part of your branding. It might mean this is part of the stories that you tell. It might mean it's some of the metaphors that you use in your training. But by sort of brain dumping all of these different things and starting to look at on a paper and look at it like an amplifier. With an amplifier, you've got all of the different knobs that you sort of lift up and down. Well, use those to go, okay, well, what if I talked about this a little bit more, or tapped into this, or how could I use this experience and bring that all together to understand what your value is, but also over and above that, creating your brand. Like, who am I? What do I stand for? What are people how are they attracted to me, or why are they attracted to me?
Yeah. It's interesting because I was just thinking our sponsor, Trisha Peridot, with Turning Leaves Recovery, right? You turn the leaf, right? You turn the page in your life, and you have a new page now. You turn over the leaf, and that it's talked about a lot. She had a 25 plus year of addictions and went through recovery. And now with all of her certifications, she helps and empowers people through recovery of addictions, right? She's got that KEEP factor, like you just talked about.
Absolutely.
Right. She's
because if
example.
You're going through addictions, do you want to work with someone that's been through it and understands and empathizes and knows what you're going through? Or do you want to go to someone that has read something out of a book and actually has no idea of the depth of what you're going through? Right,
Absolutely
exactly.
not, girlfriend. So,
right, exactly.
your resume talks about, over the past 28 years, you've built, multiple businesses. And that's one thing I rely on in my resume as well, right? I've been in the trenches with over 300 business owners launching brand new businesses, right? I call it, on the job training. I didn't go to business school, because I don't think business school would have taught me shiz, if you want to know the truth about that, right?
Correct.
I learned it from working and launching all of these businesses over 22 years. So how can women take the first step? How do our listeners take the first step to really, truly realize if their business is aligned with their passions and who they choose? I mean, that's what you do. You're a positioning strategist, positioning them in their business, not only as the authority, but the authority in their industry, and making sure everything lines up in their business. So talk us through that a little bit, Sam.
Okay, so there's so many different pieces of this, but first and foremost, your business needs to be aligned with how you want to be living your life. So we don't have just this business bucket and then our relationship bucket and our financial bucket, and they all are, very separate. It doesn't work like that. And we all know this logically, but it's very easy to forget the way that this all comes together. So if you want to run your business out of school hours or in school hours, because you've got children that you want to spend time with, and you want to have a house with a white picket fence, then go do that and create a business that just is between 9 and 3, or school hours. If you want to be someone that travels the world and you want to be location independent and you just want to work mornings, then don't create a business that requires you to work 16-hour days. So I think a lot of people, when they think about their business, they start to think, okay, well, what is it that I'm good at and what do I want to do? But it's the wrong place to start. It's what do I want my life to look like? And now how do I reverse engineer all of that to make sure that the business is created to give me the life that I want? So number one, get really clear on what you want and be unapologetic. Women, be unapologetic about what you want. Yeah. This is a saying that my husband and I say every single day. I want what I want because I want it. End of story. I want what I want because I want it. We don't need permission from anyone else. We don't need to follow any rule book. We just want what we want because we want it. And then we create our business to match that. So that's the very first part. The second part that I use with my clients to help them to really get clear on what is their purpose, how do they make decisions, how does their energy work with people outside, is I bring this part into our business called human design. And human design is all around how it's our energetic blueprint. That's unique. It's like our fingerprint. It's like no one else's, and start to understand how we interact or how we're designed to interact with the world. So I get my clients to go through, find their human design, and then start to really get clear on, okay, well, this is what I want. This is how my energy interacts with the world, and start to put these together and then build their business and get that knowledge and that experience and putting it, sort of laying it on top of the foundation of where you want to go, rather than trying to jam that into, well, this is what my business is. I need to try and make it fit together, because it doesn't work that way.
Yeah. I use the term capitalize on, your God-given talents, right? So what is it that you're naturally amazingly great at? I look at myself, and for some reason, I've never been feared to be on a stage. I've never been feared to be up in front of hundreds or thousands of people. It just doesn't affect me at all. I get little butterflies because I'm anxious and I'm excited, but I love it, and the more energy, the better. So I look at that and I think kind of the package that you're talking about here, which is, what is it that just lights you up? I watched my grandkids for a few days or a week, I think it was about a month ago, and it does not light me up. And I'm sure my kids do not like to hear that, but it never lit me up to be a stay-at-home mom either. I remember I got a job because I called them. And when I applied for the position online and they called me back for the interview, I said, girl, if you don't hire me, I'm going to kill my kids this summer. I was joking, but kind of serious. If that makes sense.
I'm exactly the same. Absolutely.
Right.
Like I was not a stay-at-home mum, but that doesn't mean that that's not right for other people. And we've got to be we've got to be really, really clear on that. So going on that story that you just told, that you love to be on stage. So this is really interesting because my background is a dancer. I lived on stage.
Beautiful.
But here's the thing about dancers, they don't speak. So when I came into the coaching world and I had to stand on stage and I had to open my mouth, oh my goodness, this was like, I was so out of my comfort zone, So knowing what my purpose is, or having a look at my human design and having a look at what my purpose is, made it so much easier, because my purpose is all around helping other people to live the life that they want to live. as soon as I really tapped into that, all of a sudden it wasn't about me anymore. It wasn't about me getting on stage and me sharing my story. I still feel uncomfortable about doing it, but now it's like, I know that this is why I'm here on this earth. I'm here to help other people to live their lives in the way they want. I know that is my purpose. That's why I'm here on earth. So now I know, well, I've just got to get over it and I've got to get on stage. So it's about understanding the motivators so that you can do the things in your business that you don't want to do. Because it's one thing to say that we shouldn't do anything that we don't enjoy in our business, but there are some things that we have to. We all have to lodge taxes. Otherwise, we're going to get in big trouble. I don't know about you, but I hate doing taxes, right?
I just got my tax bill today. So perfect timing. But you're right. I don't enjoy doing my bookkeeping and all of that. So I hire a service to help me with that. Right. So there are things that I don't enjoy doing that I will pass off to other companies that I can hire. I have a VA that does all my social media, helps me with my podcast. I have a marketing company that helps me with nurturing campaigns. Right. I know what I'm good at. And I know that because it feels right to me. It's what I am lit up to do. I just thought to myself, having that week off, I almost felt like I was not in prison, because that's horrible to say it. If my daughter heard this, she would be like, Mom, what the heck?
You can't say that.
I know. It's not like that. I love being with these children, for slow periods of time, right? Just this like short periods of time. But I missed being on video. I missed interviewing. I missed coaching. I missed my clients. I missed everything that I do every day, the interactions that I have. That's how you know you're really aligning with what you love, because you could do it day in and day out. It doesn't exhaust you, and it's amazing. But how do women align that now? Let's get to the nuts and bolts of this. Because the reason why I have clients is the reason why you have clients, is them aligning that to figure out how to make an income out of it.
Right. Because that's what we're here for. We're here to make money. At the end of the day, we're not here to have a hobby. I want to call that out. And I know that you do as well. If you're not making money in your business, it's a hobby, and that's not what we're here for. So it's, you need to there's so much that you need to be aligned with. You need to get in alignment with, as we've mentioned, what it is that you want. You need to get aligned with how your energy works. So I have talked a little bit about human design. I just want to say, get a copy of your human design chart if you want to go back and watch this or listen to this, so that you can sort of understand how this works. And you can do that for free at samanthariley.global/chart. Go there, get a free copy of your chart. You need your date of birth, your time of birth, your place of birth, and you'll get a chart. But there's a lot of different nuances in the chart, but it will help you understand how to make decisions, because we all make decisions differently. It will help you to understand how your energy works in the day. It will help you understand how your energy interacts with other people, and it will help you to understand what your purpose is. We all kind of know these things, but when you see it on paper, in black and white, it helps you to really understand. I've always felt like I should be doing that, but I've never thought that it was okay. So let me give you an example, because this might not be making sense. So there's 5 different types. One of them is a projector. Now, a projector is not designed to work 8 hours a day. They can do in 2 to 3 hours a day what the rest of us can do, or what the rest of the world can do in 8 hours. If they work 8 hours a day, they get very burnt out. They're unable to make decisions. They're unable to sustain their business. The way that their strategy is to wait for the invitation. So what that means is, energetically, other people need to invite them to things. So how this could work is, there may be a projector that's working 12-hour days, getting really burnt out, doing work they don't really want, and they're doing business the way we're taught to do it. And I put that in air quotes, taught, that they need to be going and speaking to everyone and saying, hey, this is what I'm doing, and can I be on your podcast? And and they don't understand why everyone's going, oh no, we're not recording right now. You're not the right fit. And they keep getting these walls blocked, where instead, and I've got a projected client that did this, he did a whole heap of Instagram stories about this is what I do for work. This is the kind of people that I help. And if anyone's got a podcast and they think that that's a great match for their audience, let me know. And all of a sudden, people started inviting him. So that's his strategy, to be invited. They started inviting him to the podcast, where if someone is a manifester, which is a different type, their strategy is to initiate. So energetically, if you were a manifester and you said, hey, I'd love to be on your podcast, the other person, they get this really good feeling like, yeah, I'd love you to be in my podcast. So we need to understand the way that our energy interacts with other people.
That is amazing. I've never heard of that before. And
oh, really?
Yeah. Tell me about that again. Where do they go and find that? I know we're going to have all the information right there at the links on Facebook, as well as at their fingertips for anyone listening via the podcast. But where do they go find that document?
Well, that's just for your chart. So you can go there, SamanthaRiley.global/chart. That's just to get your chart.
Okay.
So when you download that, it'll give you some information, but it won't tell you what to do with it. So I'll share a little bit later on, like, where you can go to get the information for that.
Yeah, that's so exciting. Yeah, I wonder if people, Samantha, do people really know who they are? Right. I think there's this social, cultural that tells us we need to be something, a certain way. I really do feel that that's a huge
100%
pressure. Yeah.
100%.
When I tell people how easy it is for me to just be me, and that's how I attract people, it's how I easily do business, because I am just kind of a clear cut, no BS. This is who I am. I don't try to act like I might know something I don't know, or use fancy words to attract people so they think I'm smart. I just say it the way I am, from who I am, how I do business, and what I know. And 100%. I think these small little pieces of the easiness of doing business are missing for a lot of women and men as well. We want to come off as being this, I know everything in my industry. And if I don't protect myself with all this fancy stuff, words, things that I think I can do or say I can do, then someone's going to get me and they're going to see that I'm an imposter, when really you're not an imposter. You're just being you the best way you know how, with all of your talents, experience, knowledge, wisdom, right? Our
100%.
path.
100%. So all of those stories, that's conditioning. It's limiting beliefs, it's dogma, it's all of these things that have been placed on us since birth. From the second that we're born, we're being, sort of molded into this person that other people want us to be. And this is what I love human design, because it's about getting rid of all that stuff. Because the things that were said to us in an English class when we were 9 years old, or the things that were said to us, by our parents when we were, 6 years old, all of these have conditioned us to believe a certain thing or to think a certain way. And I love what you say then about, we think that we need to be smart and have all the words and to be, what we're doing is putting up a block where energetically people are like, something's a bit off. So the thing that we're trying to make better is actually making it worse. Yeah. And by telling people, actually, you know what, I'm not sure, I can find out. Or you know what, I'm not sure. Go and speak to Colleen about that. No one's thinking, oh my goodness, Sam doesn't know what she's talking about. No one's thinking that. They're thinking, oh, Sam, thanks so much.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. It's so interesting. I'll use it from a relationship standpoint. Every single time I decided in my life, you know what, screw this. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to, Colleen's just going to be who she is. Well, I don't care if this guy likes it or not. I'm just going to be who I am. That is when, a man dropped in my path, right? That was literally when my husband dropped in my path. Not a good time in my life, but it was when I was 36 years old and finally decided in my life, I'm done trying to be someone for these relationships, holding my tongue, not speaking up for what I want. And I was like, from now on, I'm living my life on my terms from this point forward. My work, my relationships, how I raise my children, it's my choice. And this is the way I'm going to do it. The second I did that, my whole life changed because
100%.
I gave myself permission to be authentically who I needed to be. And I've said this probably 50,000 times on the podcast that we've done. I've said this to my clients several times in every workshop I've ever been in, that authenticity is where it's at. Like that is where the piece is for you to you attract people to know, like, and trust you because there's nothing fake there. They really, really realize the breadth of who you are, and they feel your passion, they feel your energy, and you will attract the people that are attracted to that.
And even better than that is that the people that you don't want to be with or that you don't align with, you will repel them. And that is even better. That's even better.
Because we do not need to say yes to everybody. Our right client isn't everybody that's sitting in an audience or that's listening to this podcast. There's somebody listening to this podcast right now. And if it's you, yes, it's you that's listening. And you're saying, wow, I really like that Sam. I love what she has to offer. I'm going to go to her website and download that chart. Really want to learn more about this. And she's just resonating with me. There's something about her energy that pulls me. Listen to that. You're going to want to go out to Facebook and connect with her. You're going to want to follow her at the Sam Riley on Instagram, connect with her on LinkedIn, go to Twitter and start following her, go to her website and download her chart. All the things that we just talked about. These are important factors. When you feel the pull, that's who you go with, and a lot of people have told me that just the first day I met you, you were welcoming, you were kind, you got me. I hear that a lot. You just got who I was. And that is why I said yes and kind of sought you out and decided I wanted to work with you. We want the right clients to work with, not the wrong clients. They need it for them and you need it for you. So you won't be aligned with everybody.
Yeah. So talking about that, anybody and everybody, because there's a lot of people that are too afraid to niche down. But, what we've got to understand is that most of us can help a lot of people. We can help almost everybody. We're entrepreneurs. We can build the plane on the way down. We can help everybody. But if we tell everybody that we can help them, no one will hear it. And here's the thing, there's, I don't know how many billion people on the planet, but if you have a product that is $2,000 a month, you only need 40 clients to have $1 million business. That's it.
Correct.
Only 40 clients at $2,000 a month. So hone in your skills, get really clear on what it is you want, get clear on what your human design is so that you can really make sure that you're stepping into or you're not even stepping into, you are being who you are meant to be, and you will easily and effortlessly attract those people. And here's the thing, you'll attract more than 40 people. You'll have a multi-million-dollar business with ease and grace. It will just flow.
Amen, Samantha. It's exactly what we're talking about today. That's how you align your business with who you truly are, your purpose, right? It's got to be about who you truly are. I literally said to my marketing company, please put this across my website. I am not a life coach. I said, because people mistake me for that all the time. And I'm like, I'm not a life coach. I'm not a therapist. I'm a business coach. That's what I do, right? There's a big difference between a life coach. I'm not going to give you relationship advice. That's not who I am, right? We're going to talk about your business. There's a lot of pieces that go into that. So be very clear. You don't have to just take clients because you are thinking, oh my gosh, I'm desperate. I just need that. No, be very clear on who you are and who you serve and stand in that power. Stand
100%.
And attract your right clients.
100%.
So, Samantha, tell my listeners, how do they connect with you? What is the best way? Where do they go? Of course, we have all the links there, but let's say it out loud so they can just jump onto Instagram and go find you right now or wherever you want them to follow you.
Absolutely. Well, I did mention human design a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a lot to it. We talked about where you can get your chart. I've got a free resource called the Human Design Advantage. You can get that at samanthariley.global/advantage. That will help you to understand which of the 5 types you are, how your energy relates with people. What is your diamond factor? So I talk about diamond factor. What is it that makes you shine? What is it that if you do it, it will dull your diamond? So it talks about all of that. So you can get that at samanthariley.global/advantage. Jump in and start to have a look, because when you get really aligned with your design, seriously, your business will just flow. It will be so easy, and you'll be like, why did I work so hard before this?
You know, it's interesting. I had a client that when I really sat her down and we started digging everything apart and what she loved to do and what she stood for and what lit her up and why she even got into personal development and coaching. And it was what she wasn't doing. And I'm like, then why don't you do what you love to do? And it's what you stand for. It's who you are. It's like in your DNA. She said, I am so lit up right now. I could I'm so excited I could blow, she wanted to just like blow up like a volcano. When you really realize that you can do what it is that you love and who you truly are and align your business with those things, you're right, effortlessly, the money will flow. And that's what we're talking about today. You've got to align those 100%. Things. If they're not aligned and you're on the struggle right now, why are you on the struggle bus? Samantha's got some great downloads for you, some great offerings for you. Head on over to her website, click on all of her links at your fingertips right there and go check her out. I am so thankful, Sam, that you came to our podcast today. I know my listeners are absolutely going to love you, and I love you. It was so great to be on your podcast. And ever since the day we met, I've just felt this pull and energy connection with you. And I just love to be in your circle. I love to be in your aura.
Right back at you.
Your aura, girl.
I love it. I love it so much. Great. Thank you so much, Colleen. It's great.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to join us today. And ladies, truly, this was all for you. And gentlemen that listen to this is all for you. All of these beautiful experts that we bring on here have so much to offer you because they're bringing themselves to the party. They're bringing them their advice, their experience, their real life experience and clients and testimonials and work that they've done. So if you are attracted to Sam, if you feel like she is the right person for you, please go out and follow her, get in her community, download her downloads, and find out, get your chart for one. You got to go get your chart. I'm going to go get my chart, Sam. I'm going to
definitely
go do that. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And ladies, I just want to remind you again, you are the only you that has ever been. You are the only you. Okay, hear that one more time. You are the only you that will ever be. There is nobody else out there like you. You're the only one. So how you pioneer what you do, how you truly want to be, what your purpose is, how you align your business with that, it is up to you. No one's coming to give you permission. Today is the day, like Sam said, that you get to give yourself the permission to want what you want and want it for no other reason than that. So take charge of your life and move forward with that. And with those words, we will say goodbye to Sam. Thanks so much, Samantha, for joining us. And until next time, all of you that are out there, be you and be strong. Until next time, we'll see you then. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery, where you learned the tools to create a life by design. Remember, you are the only you there is, and you are the only you that will ever be. Be you and be strong, because you are brilliant, and the world needs you at your best. We cannot wait for you to join us again next time.